What's up, guys? Krakenzo back with another video today. Today we're going to be looking at MSF from a new player's perspective. I'm about 45 days into this account, still just under 600,000 power. I would still categorize myself as a new player. Before we get into it, we are trying to grow the YouTube channel, so please don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy the content, please drop a like. We're going to cover the whole range of the game today in different game modes. And the way I did it is I gave each game mode their own letter grade, and then a small description on why I gave it that grade. And the first mode I want to start with today is Arena. You unlock it very early into the game, and it's very impactful from the time you unlock it until you quit the game. For Arena, I gave it the letter grade of a B+, just because overall it's a really good game mode, it gives good resources. And for early game players, when you unlock this, whether you're free to play or you're a whale, you're still getting a decent amount of rewards from it. You're early enough into the game where there's still parity in Arena. You know, you're not facing full Black Order teams or Ultrons or, you know, Doc Ox or even Dooms, right? So if we look at my Arena shard, this guy's untouchable. He's been untouchable ever since the shard opened. No one's taken out his 253k Axeman with Ghost. Pickle Rick, me and him have gone back and forth on payouts before. It's a really strong team, but it's not impossible to beat. Irish, very similar. Strong symbiotes with Surfer, not impossible to beat, but is, you know, pretty difficult. So, I never actually looked at this guy. He's running Dad Bros with Surfer. That would actually be a very hard team for me to take. So that's about a month and a half to 2 months in. But even so, when it comes to Arena, I would say outside of the top 10, it's fair game. And for the rewards, the reward structure could be better, but for what it is, it's not that bad. For top, you know, number 1 spot, you're getting a decent amount of rewards, getting 500 cores a day, plus, you know, enough to get 2 characters every single day. Top 20, you're getting enough to get your energy, plus, along with your daily objectives for Arena, you're getting enough to buy 2 characters a day. I would suggest to try to aim minimum for top 250, just to make sure you're getting 100 cores and you're getting 550 of your credits every day, and you don't really have to worry about, can I buy a character at a shop today. So the first, I want to say 3 days of Arena, you don't really see much payout, because it puts you back to like the low 3,000s or high 4,000s. So you spend the first couple days just trying to, you know, make your way up the ladder against people that either don't play anymore or, you know, are very, very new. Or I imagine that, you know, 4,000 people aren't unlocking Arena every day. I imagine some of those are bots put into by the developers. That's just a guess, though. So for Arena overall, I think it's in a good place early game. I know it gets a little crazy late game, but for what it is, I'd give it a B+. Now for Blitz, I would give it 2 different grades. When you unlock Blitz at level 20, all the way up until level 59, it's a very good game mode for early game players. It gives you great opportunity to get shards on characters that may not be farmable at that time. So there's 2 ways you can go about it. Either you whale out and make the best of it, or you're free to play and you still get decent shards out of it. Once you hit that level 60 threshold, you're thrown to the wolves, and the time versus rewards becomes pretty shitty, especially if you didn't whale out in the baby bracket in the first place. Mainly because if you look at the rewards here at the rankings, I'm lucky if I get this. So this is roughly about 2 million. So I went from posting about 1.5 million for 85 shards, which I don't have that anymore. 85 shards, no red stars, but it was 85 shards and 600 mega orb fragments, which as an early game player is amazing. And the time it took for me to get there, which I did whale obviously, wasn't too great to where it felt like it was a burden. But once you unlock the baby bracket, or once you get out of the baby bracket and you get thrown, you know, to the main bracket, it is kind of unsettling to put even more time into it and to be posting scores 2 or 3 times higher and getting 70 less shards. Like, yes, you do get at minimum 1 red star on it, but I mean, I would rather take the 70 more shards than 1 red star. So for the baby Blitz bracket, I gave it an A. I would want to say A+, but I mean, it is still Blitz. It's still not the most fun game mode, but I think as a baby bracket, A is a good place for it to be. At level 60 plus, I would say at best it's a C. I would even say, you know, D plus C minus, depending on how you built your account in the first place. It's not a great feeling going from the baby bracket up to the new bracket. It's kind of a kick in the nuts, if we're being honest. The next thing I did want to cover is raids. So on this account, I am doing U7. I am lucky enough to have an alliance leader who let me have both my accounts in here. So I do about 2 nodes of the baby account, try 2.5 depending on how lucky my symbiotes get, and then clear the rest with the bigger account. We are also doing Greek 4, which I'm on the left lane, so I can do, you know, the first couple nodes with symbiotes, take the boss node, still get decent rewards, and do the rest with the big account. So raids as a whole, I give a B, maybe a B plus. And the reason for that is just the reward pacing for raids just is not amazing. So a lot of new players, even free to play, by the time they're level 60, you're doing Ultimate 6. Like, unless you just haven't really put much into your characters, or you've gone insanely wide and you're not really working raid teams up, you're doing U6 and you're getting, you know, 100 and, well, I usually try to here about, you know, 70 to 90 tier 3s and about 70 to 80 tier 2s. And that's good. If you're following the pathing of it the way you should, this raids are perfectly fine. That's where I would give it a B plus. If you are like me and you have a really strong raid team already, or you did well out, you are then doing U7. The problem with raids then become, it actually it clumps with the campaign issue I have with the game. And that is there are no tier 2 ability mats in raids, which I understand, you know, this was tailored towards late game players. You don't need a lot of tier 2s at that point. The problem with that is, if we go over here and let's go to Stimulus Surfer, because I know he needs some. These are not farmable until level 70. And with them being unfarmable, and this, like, most people will be doing U7 before the level 70 anyways, even if they are free to play. So you are then going through a blue ability mat drought, and it sucks. I have personally bought the offers. I don't know if they have it in the shop, but I have bought the offers of tier 2 ability mats and then used cores to buy the rest just to get my symbiote team. Yeah, right here. This is a terrible offer. This is really bad. But I have bought it before because I needed it. So that's the one issue I have with raids, is that the pacing of the rewards per tier is not great, because people don't stay in U2, U3, U4, U5 very long. And then even U6, it's not like a long time you're doing U6. If you do U6 for, you know, 3 months, then you're probably in a much better place with tier 2 ability mats than I ever will be. I did U6 for maybe a week and a half until I went to U7. So unfortunately, I have a tier 2 ability mat drought, which I'm hoping this helps fix. I hope the Strike Pass gives me some sort of tier 2 ability materials so I don't feel that drought as much. So the next thing I want to cover is campaigns, which I would give a B minus. This grade is much higher than it would have been a year ago when I quit, just because you are able to farm good characters very early on. For example, there's 2 nodes of Captain America, Heroes 3-6 and Nexus 1-3. So Captain America is a really good character to have early game. He's good mid game, and I've seen him used in various situations in end game as well. On top of that, someone who was only in premiums for almost 2 years now also has a very early node, because they push wave 1 on you very early in the game. So things like that definitely ups the grade for campaigns. But from what I was getting at with raids, the one black mark on campaigns is level locked content. Now I understand why Hela would be level locked. Hela is an insanely good character. She helps you unlock a legendary. I do not believe these should ever have been level locked. I think if you want to even put these just in chapter 5 and 6, that would have been fine. But by the time you are level 70, you are needing a lot less of these than you do early game. So that definitely brings campaign grade down significantly. I should not have to buy offers just because I chose progression for my higher teams over sitting in the tier that benefits me slightly less. So the fact that I have to spend money or spend cores to get those tier 2 ability materials is very frustrating as a new player. So something we don't have unlocked on this account, but we have it on the main account, is RTA. Now RTA I'm giving a very soft C to. I would say on average it'd probably be a C minus or D plus. And the reason for that is, I know several people that love RTA. I understand why people would like it. Real-time PvP is fun. The problem is it should just be real-time PvP, and if you want to ban certain characters every week, that's fine. But I do not believe that the quest system is justified, because for early game players you're very limited to what you have, and then late game players, because every quest is different, if they want to do the same quest across the board, I think that would level the playing field a little bit. Because for people that get, I think someone told me there's an Asgardian quest for 50 abilities. You go into RTA with Asgardians, you're asking to shoot yourself in the foot. People bring symbiotes in there all the time and they will fucking destroy you. And another reason I have RTA so low of a grade, I was doing RTA on the other account the other day. I have a hero and mutant quest going on. So I'm using Phoenix, Wolverine, Psylocke, Cable, and Deadpool, just to get those 2 quests done. And they're about 241 power. The problem with that, and the thing that makes me pretty skeptical about getting the baby account into RTA, is I was matched up against a 14,000 power team when my team alone was 241,000 power. That is an insane punch down, and that just shows how broken the matchmaking in this thing really is. Now the problem with that is, with the matchmaking being broken, the quest being not ideal, it's not something I feel is worth the time investment. You will probably never see me buying a battle pass unless they fix this game mode. Overall, the grade could be lower. The only reason I would say C minus is I do know people enjoy it. I do personally like the idea of real-time arena, but we'll leave it at that. And then challenges is the last thing we're going to cover. As a new player, I would very easily give challenges an A minus. And the reason for that is the pacing they put you on for rewards. Like I had this for tier 8. I didn't take it to tier 9 just because the team they want me to use for it isn't that great. Tier 8, I'm getting plenty of training materials, right? I'm never running low, and I know eventually it becomes a problem. But for an early game player, the pacing they put you on is very nice. Here, so tier 9. I'm getting 13 of these. That's 39 a day on challenges. 45 for these. That's not bad. It helps me a little bit. It doesn't make or break, my progression. Gold is very nice. I'm getting, 180, 190 a day, plus, a decent amount of gold ore fragments along with Greek. I'm very rarely low on these. I have them usually where I want, especially now that I don't blitz as hard as I did in the baby bracket. But the pacing on this is very nice too, especially when I get to tier 11 and I can, start getting Elite 4 or Elite 4 credits. I'm glad they added these too, because I know a lot of people were, pretty excited that those were even added in the first place. Orb fragments is not bad. I don't really give too much thought to it, just because once again it doesn't make or break anything for me. Red stars will be nice, but I'm not too worried about it. Later in the game, 1.5 orbs isn't terrible. Catalysts are actually really nice. I am not moving forward from what I'm doing now, because I still do bring up a lot of teams, and I still do need, improved basic catalyst, and I do need the additional blue catalyst for it. So I think this is a good sweet spot for me for the time being. I'll probably move to this in the near future, because I'm still getting the blues I need. On top of that, I'm getting the epics I need as well. So for challenges, A minus I think is a good spot. You could even say maybe B plus, just because they're not like anything crazy. But I think challenges are in a good place. Another thing I wanted to cover was milestones. I would personally, at worst, give milestones an A minus as well, just because these are things you're doing every single day regardless, and you're getting rewards for it. Like, this was not a thing the first year I played this game. You're getting power cores every day, you're getting milestone orbs, you're getting the gear credits, you're getting the orange gear, orb fragments. Like, this is really nice for just doing what you do every single day. On top of that, you got, you know, World Warrior, which it gives you another reason to be in a decent alliance. You're getting the blue orbs, the gear credits, the ABCs, the orange orb fragments, and then if your alliance does push, these are actually very helpful. I think milestones, I mean, I can understand people would want them improved every now and then. This event's actually pretty nice as well. Once again, it's just something you're already doing, so getting all this extra rewards for doing stuff you were going to do anyways is really nice. I think milestones are in a really good place. Overall, for the game, it is a much better game for new players than when I first started. Challenges are not, like, they didn't change very much. Arena didn't change too much. Milestones is a big hit. The changes to campaign are amazing compared to what they used to be. The baby Blitz bracket was great. Now it's kind of frustrating to be in the actual bracket. Raids, I think, are still decent for new players. I did not cover War just because you don't unlock it until minimum level 45, but you can't even start donating to an alliance to level 50, so if you're in an alliance that doesn't have it yet, it's going to be a while. War, I think, can be better, but it's not terrible for new players or mid players. I'd probably give it like a B, B+. So with that, we're going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will try to be back probably tomorrow. See ya.